Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this stupendous Saturday. It's still Saturday, and this is video 2 of just 2 today. And we're staying out of Moscow, Idaho for the day. We might be back there tomorrow, but we're having a day away from it. A day of having a breather, not breathing in the Idaho air. And this video, we're talking about Riley Strain, and absolutely looking amazing, I see. Well done. Good. So, yeah, we're talking about Riley Strain because we have some news. Now, this is what we've got so far on Riley Strain. Now, obviously, Riley Strain went missing. He was found in the Cumberland River. He was found without his boots and without his pants on. Wallet missing, and they've kind of said drowning. So we've got this now. It says no sign he was a victim of a crime. There's no bigger sign of someone being the victim of a crime than being dead. I'll just say that. Being dead. Nashville, Tennessee, Metro Police pulled Riley Strain's body from the Cumberland River more than 2 months ago. Since then, we've been waiting for the full autopsy results. There are questions about the high-profile case. How exactly did Strain die? Was there foul play? Indications now are that what happened was an accidental drowning. We know that the 22-year-old University of Missouri student's body was found in the Cumberland River 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks later, sorry. At the time, Metro Police Chief John Drake said preliminary indications were that it was a horrible accident. But there were some odd circumstances. Strain's wallet was missing and his bank card was found on the bank. So that's odd in itself. That is odd. You can't ignore that. That would almost point in the direction that his wallet was taken off him, it was gone through, and things were discarded out of it. So that is an indicator of a crime, in my opinion. So questions remained about the cause of death and whether there was foul play. The autopsy was to provide answers, but to date still has not officially been released. A lot of times when an autopsy takes a little while, it makes people suspect that there is a criminal investigation. Nick Leonardo said. News Channel 5 has learned toxicology is now back, and to go with the completed autopsy, all indications are what happened was an accidental death and drowning. So early indicators would say that there's no sign that he was drugged or anything like that. But I did see, I think it was over on X, that Steve Fisher had reported that the family haven't, at this stage, received any official notification from the medical examiner referencing this. That could have changed by now, but again, until the full report comes out and is made public, I would take everything with a pinch of salt. But this is literally saying that toxicology seems to have come back clean, and they're still saying that this was an accident and no sign of him being a victim of a crime, despite, like I say, being winding up dead. Would say that. This was a horrible tragedy, but no criminal wrongdoing, Leonardo said. The medical examiner did just receive some new information and is finalising the official autopsy report, expected to be made public soon. No surprises are expected, though. The case can always be reopened if any sign of foul play emerges. Well, you've got the body, you're doing an autopsy, you're kind of drip feeding the public to say, look, there's no indication. So what? Any sign now, what? This is no different than the Nicola Bulley situation in the UK now, is it? You know, someone could have pushed him in the water. I was watching, let me just come back up here, because that is pretty much all that goes on to say. But I was watching one of that chapter's videos, and he was talking about, I can't remember where it was, it's like a big body of water that multiple people have been found dead in, and they've sort of speculated on whether there was potentially a serial killer. And kind of he had concluded that this could literally just be someone shoving people in the water. They're seeing people who are drunk, they're seeing people who've been out drinking, they're stumbling around, they're not really compass mentis, and they just, you go to rob someone and you shove them and they go in the water, and the shock of being shoved in the water, not being completely compass mentis, and they drown. We do have the issue in this case, however, much like in the Kylie Rodney case of a lack of water in the lungs. And, the thing is, what I'll say is this is huge. This is a rarity. That can happen. 100% can happen. The shock of the freezing cold water, and the larynx closes up and you basically suffocate rather than drown. So that can happen, but it's rare that it happens. But it seems that in these cases that we kind of look at and we speak about, that have got almost like a bit of a feel to them, a certain feel to them. The Riley Strain situation and the Kylie Rodney situation are pretty much identical, even though the setting where it happened differs. The circumstances around it are very similar. Going out with friends and spending time with friends and partying and and then all of a sudden they're then on their own. Nobody's with them. They end up drowning. And it just gets put to this tragic accident, and no one's held accountable. Well, there is accountability there somewhere. Did Riley Strain literally just succumb to, misadventure? A tragic accident. But if that is the case, then you do have to explain how his wallet ended up on the side of the bank with his card out of it. Because unless he thought that there was a fucking ATM on the side of the water, it's for me, there are elements to this, such as, again, his pants being removed, his boots being removed. It's just, for me, I can't see that happening in the water. So what did he do? Did he strip off? This again, I'm asking the people out there. Don't get me wrong, it's not unusual for, people to do stupid things, but it's doing the stupid things on their own. Does that make sense? I can imagine someone taking the jeans off, taking the boots off, taking the wallet out and saying, I'm going to go for a swim, because they're being egged on by someone. They're being egged on by friends. They're caught up in a moment with a load of them, and one of them's just going, yeah, do you know what I mean? Or perhaps a hazing that goes wrong. And I know we're opening up a can of worms there, because he was seen sort of on camera on his own. He weren't, there didn't seem to be anyone with him. He's gone past a law enforcement officer, again, seems to be on his own. He's walking by the homeless people encampment, and they don't say that he's with anyone. So look, there's things to me that absolutely need to be questioned. And if I was Riley Strain's family, I wouldn't be happy with this outcome at the moment, purely because of those small elements of the case. But time's going to tell. But it looks like what's going to happen is they are going to officially state that this is an accident and no foul play. And again, it echoes Nicola Bulley. Was Nicola Bulley an adult who just happened to fall into a river that she walked by multiple times and was completely familiar with, and on this day she just lost her footing? Who knows? Or is someone just shoving people in and walking away? You tell me, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.